about the home meet last week and impression and thoughts after getting to be home last week.
Yeah, it's good to sleep in your own bed, and it really helped to have some nice weather. So Friday night we hosted the high school meet, and that went really well. And then on Saturday we had a lot of college teams come up, and it seemed like through the coaches they had real good experiences, and it just makes it that much better that we had some sun. So that always helps. It always helps.
I was telling them the weather's like this all the time, so
That's
all
right.
the schools are welcome.
Good time to recruit.
Any performances for individuals that stood out last week?
You know, I'd say the one that stood out the most was the local Tegan Eilers from, he graduated from Fortuna High 2 years ago, but he had outstanding meet. He won multiple events. His times and marks are doing very well. So we entered him in the Oregon preview for this weekend up at Eugene. So we're hoping that he gets in some good meets so he gets in the larger meet experience. But he stands out. Our men's distance medley team, they won. They beat Stanislaus and San Francisco State. On the women's side, Jessie, in our freshman short spinner, she had a great double. She won 100 and 200. And then Maya Cato in throws had a good day today as well. San Francisco State brought up two of their top throwers, and Maya happened to split them. So it's just we'll kind of get things tuned up in about a month and a half for conference, so you kind of see where you're at. But we're doing pretty good with some good highlights. So I feel good about last week.
Going up to Eugene, Oregon, you guys get to compete on the nice track that they use for the Olympics, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So thoughts on going up there and having the athletes being able to compete in a pretty good facility?
Yeah, it's top notch. It's best in the country, and Olympic trials were held there a year ago, and hey, we're just happy to be there. And so we entered 26 plus athletes, and I'm really hoping that we get at least half of those athletes in. It's a larger meet, it's a more competitive meet, and I'd be ecstatic if we got 12 to 15 kids in there. And so that's what we're hoping for. We'll find out tomorrow afternoon when they confirm entries. We'll at least have hopefully a dozen.
You know how many schools, Division I schools, and talk about the competition up there?
Well, U of O it's their preview, so they just got done with indoor nationals, and they will open and preview some of their athletes. Oregon State will be there, Portland State will be there. Pretty much a lot of predominant Division I schools in the Northwest. I'm not sure if UW will come down, but anyways, it tends to be a pretty big meet, and they limit their size, their field sizes too, so that kind of restricts things, but it's just great competition. But I think pretty much the top athletes in the Northwest here are going to be there, Division I and Division II.
They got a list about every school in the West on their website as far as who might come or who has come. And it's crazy. I didn't even count because it was.
Is that right? It's that large. Yeah.
Can you talk about how Tegan found his way to become a lumberjack after he was a Husky?
He went down to, I believe it was Mesa College, a JC down in San Diego, right out of high school, and then I got a call from him about midway through his first semester, and he wanted to come back, and we had been recruiting him his senior year, and he wanted to change of pace, ended up coming back. He had some medical issues, and then I said, hey, we'd love to have you. So we expedited his request, and we got him into the program as of last spring. So this being his second season with Humboldt, he's really took that first year, get some good experience, and now he's really starting to flourish a little bit. And Tegan's a multi-event athlete. He does well in many things. And so with that in mind, 2 weeks ago we had him open at the Chico Decathlon, and he did relatively well. Unfortunately, he didn't height in the high jump, and that's one of his best events. And when you don't height or make a mark in one of the events, then it's going to bring your score way down, probably 600 to 800 points. Just depends on how strong you are. But other than that, he's looking really good for mid-season and the second half of the season. Things are lining up nicely. So our job as head coaches, as a head coach, is to get him in as many big meets as we can to prepare him for the bigger conference championship, and hopefully at some point national championships, either his junior or senior year. So, and potentially this year, just depends on how things unfold here.
Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah. Great story. And then you got Brittany Chow too at Kimberville High School, who's having a great senior year and second in the conference last year in the long jump, and she's going to be jumping most likely at Oregon this weekend. And it's just, it's good to have that local pride, that's for sure.
Carson sisters,
Carson
Nina
Marissa
Carson.
McKay, they're out.
Nina Carson's coming back to form. She's coming back to her old ways. I got to coach her in high school her senior year in respect to her track season. And you can see glimpses of her ability from that year when she came back after her accident, but also I think more so her junior year when she's really starting to begin to really create some good times. And then Imogene, if you look at the results from the 3,000 last week, and her sister, 4 years younger, is about 8 seconds away. So it's like a little rivalry, which is good. It's competitive. It's maybe help each other to get to some larger races and get some good places for the conference championships. So good to have those sisters here too.
Excellent.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thanks, you guys.